Welcome to Minnesota SportsTalk. I'm Josh Cohen.
I'm Carter Burquest.
Today we're talking about the Minnesota Vikings. The schedule was released last week. We can finally look at who we're going to play, when we're going to play them. So let's talk about it a little bit. What do you see, 16-0 or something like that?
Yeah, 16-0 it looks like to me. No, just kidding. But I do think the schedule pans out well for us in some spots. It's obviously you always going to have your tough part of your schedule, which comes for us after the bye. Opening up at home against New Orleans for the first time in a while will be fun on Monday Night Football. It'll be a big atmosphere in US Bank.
Could be Adrian Peterson.
Could be, so that'll be fun. I do think too much stock is put into the release. I mean, it's fun. The NFL is always a hype machine. But it's all about who you play, when you play them, how they're playing when you play them.
Yeah.
So we really can't analyze the schedule until, week by week in the NFL, when injuries happen, how teams are playing, different things like that. I also think you kind of have to look at the schedule in blocks, where you split it up into quarters and, whether they go 2-2 in a quarter, 3-1, 4-0, because you are going to win games you're not supposed to win. And you're going to lose games that you were supposed to win. So it's hard to go through and win-loss as we like to do. But I don't know, I think I could see 11 wins or so in there.
Yeah, the thing about looking at the schedule is always, it kind of depends on what you think of your own team and what your expectations are going into the season.
Yep.
If you're just trying to make the playoffs, the schedule can be important because you're trying to find a way to get 9, 10, maybe 11 wins just to get in. But if you look at your team as possible contenders in the playoffs, and maybe even a chance to play a Super Bowl in your own home stadium for the first time ever, then the schedule really shouldn't matter because you should be able to line up and beat anybody on any given night.
Yep.
But I don't think the Vikings are there right now where I'm just like, oh yeah, we can beat anybody. I think the schedule does matter a little bit, again, not knowing how the teams are going to be playing at the time. But I don't like hosting a Monday night game at home to start the season because we typically don't do very well in primetime games. Now the Saints struggle on the road, so maybe if Adrian's back that game, who knows? Maybe that has a little extra for, I guess, our team, or maybe it helps the Saints. Normally I like to start the season hot, but that didn't help us at all last year. We started the season as hot as you could get, even with a tough opening schedule. And then you want to finish strong. So those are kind of the main parts you want to look at if you can just get through the middle. The beginning does look fairly good. We have a bye at a good time.
I like the bye this year.
I hate having those early byes and then you're just done. Overall, I look at it and I can see, 9, 10 wins for sure. 9 wins for sure, maybe 10 or 11. I'm not nearly as optimistic as I was even before last season started. You're gonna lose in Chicago because we always do. You can't count Green Bay winning in Green Bay as a win. You can't even count. Used to be Detroit was 2 wins automatically. We got swept by them last year. So, and then you got at Atlanta, at Carolina, some more tough games back to back actually. So, 9, 10 wins. I'm not at this point. We'll see how the summer shakes out, but I'm not at this point as optimistic as you are.
Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of time between now and the season start. As we saw last year, Teddy goes down right before the season started. Changed our whole outlook on what we were expecting from this season. So,
all right, let us know what you guys think. How many wins do you see in the Vikings schedule this year? Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
See ya.